Every photograph that you take must be correctly exposed. Therefore, it is very important for you to know and understand that there are different combinations and permutations that help you to arrive at the correct exposure. Let us continue to understand more by doing different questions that help us to arrive at the correct exposure.
Let's move on with our quiz program. One more for you. This could be very easy. Let's check it out. Since you have solved this, the next one, I'm sure all of you would be able to do it. My exposure is 1 by 125 and f22. I want to shoot at f8. Very simple. I'm sure all of you would get it right. I'm going to give you a shorter time now, because you can now work faster, you know it. I'm not going to give you so much time. The answer will be 1 by 1000. Now, how do I get to 1 by 1000? Right. Now, f22 to 8. Now, 8 is definitely a bigger opening than 22, right? By how many stops? Let's see, from 22 you have 16, then you have 11, and then you have 8. 3 stops. So, I am allowing 3 stops more amount of light to the aperture. So, I got to cut out 3 stops light from the shutter speed. So, from 1 by 125 I move on to 1 by 250, 1 by 500, and then 1 by 1000. So, 1 by 1000 f8 or f8 will be my right answer. So, 1 by 125 f22 and 1 by 1000 f8 both will give me the right exposures. Again, the effect on what the photograph you make or you take will vary, will be different. You will see a marked difference between these two apertures and shutter speed. So, we move on again to probably a little more, I would not say complicated. I am going to try and take it to the next difficult level. So, as we move on, you will be moving on to more and more difficult levels. Let us see how you handle it. I am sure you would be able to handle it. Now, 1 by 125, this is very interesting. 1 by 125 f16, I want you to find out all the different combinations by which you could shoot this, right. As I told you earlier, the thumb rule is not the only thing by which you can shoot. There will be various combinations. Now, for this 1 by 125 and f16, find out all the combinations of shutter speed and apertures which you can shoot. I would give you a tip over here. You could start with, let us say, 1 by 125, what is the next slower shutter speed? Like that you go on and then move on to the faster shutter speeds. Go step by step, then you would be able to do it easily. Do not suddenly pick up some shutter speed and find out what it is, but go step by step, 1 by 125, 1 by 250, 500,000. The other way it would be 60, 30, 15, whatever, right. I will give you some time for it. Okay. Here are the combinations. How many did you people get? I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 other combinations. I do not know how many you got, maybe. So, let us check out all the combinations. As I told you, after 1 by 125, it is 1 by 60. 1 by 60, I am allowing more light to the shutter speed, so I got to cut out 1 stop. So, I go to 22. Now, here, even if I want to shoot at 1 by 30, I can't. Okay. Even if I want to shoot at 1 by 30th, I can't, because I do not have enough apertures. My apertures stop at f22. So, even if I want to shoot, I cannot shoot at 1 by 30 or 1 by 15 or 1 by 8 or slower shutter speeds than that. The slowest shutter speed what I can shoot under these circumstances, under this lighting condition, is only 1 by 60. Right. Now, we move on to the faster shutter speed. 1 by 125 f16, 1 by 250th will be f11. I do not have to explain, I am sure you will be able to follow. 1 by 500 will be f8 and 1 by 1000 will be 5.6. Okay. Likewise, even if I want to shoot at f4, I can't, because I do not have a faster shutter speed than 1 by 1000. At f4 or 2.8 or 2 or 1.4, I cannot. So, the widest aperture I can use here is only 5.6. So, there are conditions. So, this is what it is. Now, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 and then the one which I gave you, the 5 combinations all giving you the right exposure, but then the effect on the pictures will be different. Just think about it. I will give you a couple of seconds for you to go through this answer and what I said before I move on to the next quiz. Now that you have become experts in finding out exposure combinations, I am going to give you 2 sums at a time now. The first one is 1 by 1000 f1.4, find out all the combinations, and then I retain the same shutter speed 1 by 1000 and this time it is f22. Work it out on a sheet of paper or your book and we will go through the answers in a while. The first one, 1 by 1000 f1.4, all the combinations. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different combinations over here. They have, it would be 1 by 1000, 1 by 1000 f1.4, then it would be 1 by 500 f2, 1 by 250 2.8, 1 by 125 f4, 1 by 60 f5.6, 1 by 30 f8, 1 by 15 f11, 1 by 8 f16 and 1 by 4 f22. So, you have so many different combinations all giving you the same amount of light or the same exposure. Now, how many of you have got all this right? Most of you must have got it. One by 1000 f22, give all the other combinations, right? No other combinations are possible in this case, because we do not have any shutter speeds above 1 by 1000, right? Neither do you have. Now, if you reduce the shutter speed, the only thing you can do here is go to a slower shutter speed. Now, if you go to 1 by 500, you do not have enough aperture, you do not have a smaller aperture than 22. So, 1 by 1000 f22 is the only exposure under this condition. There are no other combinations for this. That is why I gave you this sort of a googly question to the quiz. So, here it is.